first off, I'll start by saying we needed this, right? Yeah, one clean sheet in the last, or the first clean sheet in the last 7 games. And it's something that, yeah, it hasn't been an easy stretch for us, right? We've had a tough month, over the last couple of weeks, and to bring it all out tonight, we've spoken a lot, and sometimes talking too much, just leads you down different paths. We made an agreement to talk less and do more. So, great to see the boys come out with a performance like they did, just with the aggression and the passion and the desire and the belief, which instills confidence in your teammates and the willingness to run for each other. The one counter-attack goal with Thomas Ostrak and Indy, just a willingness to get on your bike, get on the overlap, and just to empty the tank for your teammates. So credit to the group, extremely proud of these boys, and with the magnitude of this match, just really proud to be sitting here, and result aside, I just thought the boys went back to what makes us look good, our signature. We take these points and move on to next week.
Yeah, Coach, you had said the other day that you weren't concerned about the scoring because of the opportunities you created, especially in Chicago last game. And was this just a matter of the patience paying off?
Yeah, listen, we've done a lot of individual stuff as well. So credit to the coaching staff, credit to everyone preparing video clips and the individual development of these players. So. Not that things were neglected. I always said comfortable, never satisfied was from day one when we got our first win, and when we went on a stretch, right, or a streak. So, it's just this mindset and the mentality, and it's not easy. You take a few things, you think about all the way back to Minnesota. A penalty decides the game, and then it's Portland, another penalty decides the game, and then you got your bodies in the corner, and you kind of pinned in, right? And how do you start freeing yourself? You start freeing yourself by working harder and believing in what you're doing. So with a young group like we have, it just takes time, right? So we knew things will turn, and have they turned? I mean, yeah, it's 3 points in the bag, and things are looking good. With we have to utilize the home field advantage. I mean, tonight. Again, gives me goosebumps down my spine. Just the type of atmosphere when you walk out here and you just see what receives us, what the reception is. It's incredible, and just again grateful for everyone who came out, and happy that the boys responded in a certain way that took this almost personal. They took it personal. What it means to the city of St. Louis, what it means to every individual who works for this club. So just very grateful for that.
Go ahead, Ben. Hey, Bradley, I want to ask you about the play that Blom made when he stole the ball and started what led to a great goal. I just thought it was a really impressive play. What did you see, and just describe him?
Yeah, I can show you where he did that for Kaiser Chiefs, right? So we know Jobs needs a pathway, right, to be who we signed, right? So just a bit of fitness, a bit of belief, and he just grows within the group, right? So and if he plays with performances like this. We have a great relationship there. We have great options. Indy can play the 6. Miggy Perez can play the 6. We have Jabulo Blom can play the 6. Akil Watts can play the 6. And then Eduard Löwen complements that, right? So we need the feistiness in the midfield. We need the ball-winning mentality in the midfield. We need the ruthlessness in the midfield. So again, we've done these signings with purpose, right? So does it all come together with the flick of a switch? No, it's a work in progress, and it's over time, right? Jobs didn't join us last year, June. He joined us now in January. So, for him to get up to speed, first of all, physically, and then mentally, what this game, what this league, what the travel requires, takes time. So really happy with Jobs' performance tonight. We squeezed 75 minutes out of him, so again, we just don't want to put him into harm's way, and just we want to bring these guys along in a professional manner to make sure that, we're ready to go for next week.
Go ahead, Matt.
Building on that with Blom, just how important is he to letting guys like Edu and Indiana range forward and kind of be a little bit maybe more aggressive than they have been the last few games?
Yeah, I think every successful team has one of those players, right? You look at the Philadelphia Unions of the world, there's Martinez, or you can go overseas and look at what complements their midfield, and I just think it's the nature of the game, especially with the way that we play in the transition game model that we play. We want to get guys forward. We want to get good ball players. We want to string good sequences in the attack. So we need to get Edu a little bit of the freedom, but it needs to be complemented with some good discipline and good structure against the ball, even when we have it, right? So we just need that balanced attack.
Bradley, you referenced the magnitude of this game and said it almost felt personal. It wasn't too long ago that guys on this team wouldn't have been able to tell you like where the arch was or what it was. How did you guys get a team full of guys who maybe didn't really understand what this rivalry was to embrace it and to turn that into something that motivated them?
I think the game itself comes at the right time. You know, when almost, you know, we get out to the start that we did, and then, you know, one or two results don't go our way, but we're still looking really comfortable in the table, in the Western Conference. But for us now, you know, we've taken hits to the chin a few times, and these guys, they don't like this. My players, we don't like this. No coach likes to lose a couple on the bounce. No coach, you know, likes to go through the stretch that we do and, you know, just have trust and belief in the process and it will come out. But then you get to a game like this and it's not next week. It's almost now is the response. Yeah, the players were brutally honest with each other. I mean, we've always been brutally honest with each other. That's what I love about my group. They challenge me, I challenge them, and we can speak openly about things. And this is the greatness that we want to believe. We want to have this competition from this internal passion and fire burning from within. But tonight was almost a have-to game. And that's what I felt that the players responded in a great way.
Bradley, congratulations on the win. I want to ask you about timekeeper. So this week there was a lot of talk about the left back position, and he ended up playing there. Can you talk about the decision making and also what you saw from him today?
Yeah, I saw a really complete performance, right? So in the first half, yes, he helped us get in the attack. He had good overlapping moments. He brought Eduard Löwen in the game really well, which is actually not his game, right? So, but he's a good teammate and does whatever's needed for the team, and he shows he can do it. He's a good 1v1 defender. So when you have Johnny Russell, who's, you know, one of the best wingers in the league, driving at you in a 1v1 and cutting inside and going on the outside and can really beat you with a dribble. So I thought he held his own and he did really, really well. So really proud of the group, and he's one of the main, you know, guys on the back line that helped us keep that clean sheet. So, you know, incredibly excited about what he gave us, what he gave his teammates. You know, he got asked to be put in a tough situation. And he responded really well. So credit to him. And, you know, we go with guys who have playing with momentum, got form, training well. So everything of the above comes into the equation when we have to make a lineup. So, you know, we went with that lineup and it proved to be the right decision.
Just talk about Indiana's overall performance tonight. We know about the 2 goals, but what most pleased you about the way he played besides the fact that he was able to find the back of the net twice?
Yeah, I mean, Indy's got a great engine, right? And he's a smart soccer player. He knows against the ball how to surprise the opponent, how to jump them at the right time, not arrive too early, not arrive too late. And he covers a ton of distance. So, you know, he's a really smart soccer player, and I enjoy working with Indy. You can plug him. We've always sort of spoken about all-rounders within our game model, right? And Indy, you can plug in a 6 and all 3 of the 10 spots that we use up top. So any one of the attacking midfielders. So having a look at what he does to the team, what he brings to the team, that's all on the field stuff. Off the field is another Indy. Indy's the jokester. He's the guy who brings energy. He's the guy who's smiling every time. He's the guy who brings competition in training exercises, whether it's small rondos or whether it's in the warm-up little competitions. So, you know, Indy's a great character and a good human being and a great soccer player for us in our game model. So, yeah, credit to him that he finally rewarded himself with a couple of accolades tonight.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, just to stick on Indy, coach. You mentioned at the midweek press conference that Indy had come to you, said he wanted to be up in the attack a little bit more. You rewarded him, putting him up in the attack a little more tonight. You were watching those 2 goals. Does it feel a little bit of a vindication response? I didn't see that.
No, it's good. I mean, you know, we could flex between Indy in the 6 and Edu in the 10, which we've done as well. So we just look at different matchups, different opponents, different player personnel, and to see where we can find space and how that looks, right? So against the ball, we had one formation. With the ball, we had another formation. So again, for the players to apply this, you know, really proud of these players. We challenge them in many ways, and to see them come up with a performance like tonight. And the game was won in the first half, right? So we really tightened the screw, killed the passion early on, and Indy was, you know, a big part of that.
Without having Klaus the last few weeks, Niko feeling a little bit more pressure
How important was it for him to kind of have that home run hitting night?
Yeah, so we've changed a little bit of Niko's. We recalibrated Niko a little bit, right? I found he was coming underneath in too many games, trying to find the game, working off Klaus. That's what we need him to do. But being the Klaus now, or being the lone target striker, the profile changes. You know, the job description, I would say, call it that, changes, right? So we've been working on him quite a lot over the last 10 days, I would say, just trying to keep him on that back line, just running in behind. And if he needs to drop, then somebody else needs to have a double movement and running in behind. So I thought that was on point tonight, you know, and I thought he won some very important aerial duels. He committed to getting on the move and getting in behind, and, you know, hold up play, bring the next person into the next phase and invite the next phase of the attack. So these are some of the things that have broken down over the last few weeks, and I thought we took strides forward this weekend.
When did you know Klaus wasn't going to be able to play tonight?
He was pretty close, you know, I think in a pinch if we had to, but again, you know, Klaus is not a robot, and we need robot performance from him, you know, and yeah, we've trusted in a lot in our teammates, and Klaus was, you know, honest enough to say this is not the right one. He could have been pushed with all emotions and energy and willingness because he wants to be back as soon as possible. Yeah, we pushed him a little bit yesterday, and he just didn't feel right. So part of it is getting over it physically. The next challenge is mentally now. Am I ready to go? Am I ready to go at 100%? But with one Klaus not being available, a great opportunity for Johnny Klein, right? So what a moment to bring in Johnny, who's, you know, not just trained well with us when he's trained with us, not just played well for City 2, but also contributed with massive moments for City 2. And we thought this could be the storybook inclusion for him tonight, and it proved so to be so. So really excited to get him on the roster and to reward, you know, his performances with City 2. It's a club that we believe in this, right? From top down, from bottom up, you know, we want to believe and trust the process and reward people, you know, who's doing everything possible for the club. So glad to get Johnny on the field.
What did you make of Berkey's performance, and did you get a sense that was almost deflating to SportingKC, that some of the saves he made that were then doubled up when they thought that he had an opening?
We start to fatigue, right? So I think it goes moments in games, and you can think of the Cincinnati game. At 5-0, we let one in, extremely bitterly disappointed, right? You could see the willingness of the group, and I saw Lucas Bartlett, Kyle Hebert, Tim Parker double down 1v1 on Alan Pulido, you know, so 2 versus 1s, and this is what we pride ourselves by. And it's not going to work all the time, right? And when you have a guy like Roman to back it up, you know, with a complete performance from the back group, and then obviously these guys are quality players, right? So they hold their own at LAFC, really dominate the game for many moments. So for us to have a game like this and a goalkeeper like Roman Berkey in the second half to come up 2-3 times, yeah, I'm just proud that we didn't. This was not a Colorado, right, where we felt that we failed Roman. That, you know, we felt that we let him down there. I thought everybody emptied the tank tonight, and it's not going to be perfect, and we might give up a chance or two here. We mitigated those for a large part of the game, and when we need Roman, then he shows his quality and his class, and that's what he is, and that's what we have.
Latins are really excited, Hispanic community is really excited about him.
It's massive.
Do you think that he's going to be able to play a little more with Club America?
He's available and he's not injured. There's no reason not to play Miggy Perez. We've played him in the biggest games in Seattle. We've done a lot with Miggy Perez. So, you know, regardless of opponent, we're not here for sentimental value, right? So we're here for professional performances, and we believe in Miggy. Miggy has done great things this year, and we project him to grow as a person within this club and to grow as a young pro. And it's our jobs to keep him on the ground and humbled. But Miggy's doing a great job, and really excited again to get him on the pitch tonight. Not from a starting position, but for him to come on and close out the game. So yeah, when the month of July rolls around and you know, the Leagues Cup is on our doorstep, why not?
In the 70th minute there when you're up 3-0, I know you said you were already kind of planning to get Miggy in later for Blom, but what's your mindset when you're up 3-0 and you're going to, how do you balance getting the younger players in like Klein and AZ versus bringing in a guy like Ostrom and kind of seal the game away? Yeah,
good. I mean, listen, the game goes in certain directions, and how can we complement that, right? They bring on Ndembe, in the start of the second half, they bring on Eric Tommy, right? So really good players, really dangerous players, and Dembe, very free-flowing, forward-attacking, outside back. So we're just trying to look at complementing that, get Thomas on, get Miguel Perez on, just trying to deal with the qualities that they just bring on, right? So we could stretch that as long as possible. We knew that guys are going to run out of steam a little bit. Jared Stroud, Joe, we pushed a little bit longer than we wanted to, Gioacchini. But yeah, again, we just hope for energy and a next wave of relentlessness. And I think you could see that in moments. Was it perfect? It's never going to be perfect when you bring on guys to find the speed of the game. And I've lived it as a player, The first 15 minutes of any game, you feel like you need 3 lungs because you just can't get the air, right? Just to break that second wind, and you just can't get going. Once it's settled in, you ask guys to go 15 minutes, they just, oxygen levels are hard to come by right now, just to fill the tank with their oxygen. So just to try and get them up to speed of the game and to get acclimated to the game. So, and these are young players, right? So we're just trying to get them these experiences for hopefully bigger things down the road here. Thank you very much. Good night.
When we interviewed Indiana, he was kind of humble about his own play, understandably so, but can you describe what you saw out of him today?
Yeah, I never really mention individual players, but if you ask me directly, I can. I think, no, definitely when scoring 2 goals, being involved a lot, he was outstanding today, but so were other players. Yeah, I think it was always the easiest excuse to have to say, well, without Klaus, we can't play. I mean, that's obviously not true. We have enough depth to actually cover one player. And of course, we are waiting and hoping that Klaus is back as soon as possible, because it makes us even stronger. Also, with Russell's out, we have a very important player missing. So at the end of the day, I think all the guys who are on the field today, plus the substitutes, they just performed. They showed that we do have the depth. They showed that we have a great team spirit. And I think, as you said, the result speaks for itself. But it was for me more the way we came out of the changing room to be very, very motivated, to be very sharp, to be immediately up for the challenge. I think we won most of the 50-50s. We won lots of second balls. I think that kind of sting, that hungriness that we saw in the first 3 games, you definitely saw today. I think to bring Johnny Klein up, that shows what we want to do. I know there is lots of calling for bigger names, and there is names like Roberto Firmino and everything flies around out there. But to bring Johnny Klein today up from the second team in front of a sellout crowd, after he really did that well there and performed that well, that he just deserved the call up. That's again, it's a fairy tale story. He's a local kid. He just played over the street in Slim, and now suddenly he's playing here in front of 23,000 people, 22,500 people. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to do as a club. Give local kids an opportunity. Now you have Miggy at the same time on the field, like you had Johnny. We had Caden last week. That's 3 more or less homegrown guys who are right out there. What can you ask for?
Might make it through to Stroud. Touches it to Gioacchini. Gioacchini running through. McIntosh off his line. Gioacchini cuts it over and makes it 3. A dream derby night for St. Louis City.
Especially in this fashion. And it gets disappointed. It's something that we work on. I work on all week. We work on for several weeks. And finally be able to put it together. The plan was and execute as wished and as prepared for is fantastic.
Does it feel a little nice that it's a chip over the goaltenders? That's how you break it too. A nice little flair.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. I didn't do it to be fancy. I did it because that was the. He went down. I felt like a little early, so I peeked up and saw what his movement was, and I adapted to it. So finish was good, but I could have scored a couple more today. So. Probably chipping as well, all the shots, but that's something else to review and work on.
You mentioned having to recalibrate a bit the past couple of weeks, those adjustments, did it feel more natural out there tonight, or was it just kind of a combination?
Yeah, I had a personal adjustment that I talked to my teammates about, especially Indiana, because there was a 10 spot today, and I felt like last game in Chicago squeezed his space by coming in. I stayed away a little more, gave him space to turn and to combine with the midfielders, and it worked out. So could say they had the chance to take me when I was young and they didn't. So, you know, it's a good feeling to come back and be able to score against the side who has also been doing decently in the last few games. You know, they picked up a little more. So, to be able to shut them down here at home under such circumstances.
Zabulo Blum took it away clean. Here's Jared Stroud. Vassilev around Zusi. Vassilev! 2 for St. Louis!
For you and the boys, I want to ask you about Berkey though. Just what did you see out of your goaltender?
Yeah, it was a really good response over the, we kind of had a rough couple of weeks in terms of results, but we definitely believed in each other, and Berkey was fantastic, as always. Made some really big saves, kept the momentum on our side, and yeah, 4 goals scored, 0 goals conceded.
Big time save from Roman Berkey.
Here comes St. Louis, Tomáš Ostrák, Vassilev! It's a fantastic 4, a furious 4, and surely what will become a famous 4 for St. Louis City.
Really motivated the guys. Bradley said it almost felt personal. How did you see that grow over the course of this season leading up to this game?
Yeah, I think it was our fans are kind of a big part of us, and they really contribute to how we play. And even before the game, you know, the build-up, we heard it's a rivalry. We heard they didn't like SKC. In turn, we don't like SKC. That's kind of just how the cards fall. And yeah.
Löwen versus McIntosh. Löwen scores! Gets McIntosh to go the wrong way!
From us, and I think if we kept playing a little bit longer, maybe we would have scored even more goals. I think Kansas didn't have many chances, didn't get dangerous pretty often, maybe 2-3 times. Berkey was great in these situations, but I think it was a very well-deserved win.
What did you think about the efforts from Indiana? Obviously, scores of 2 goals, but beyond that, just overall.
No, it's not today only. He's always putting a lot of effort in. He's always running. Even if he's tired, even if he can't run anymore, he keeps running. And I'm very happy for him that he could reward himself with 2 goals. Great goals, by the way. First one was very good, and the second one was amazing for sure. So I'm very happy for him.
Eduard, how impactful was getting Blom back for this game?
Knowing even without him, but Klaus is not only good at scoring goals, he's defensively very good, he's technically very good, and he's always, so many defenders are focused on him, which gives other players a lot of space, so he's more than just a goal scorer. He's great on the ball, he holds the ball, he's aggressive, he's so many things, and for sure we are very, looking forward that he's coming back soon.
Zabulo Blum, a natural 6, a defensive-minded 6. Shore it up, put out fires, be a stopper, as they nickname him in the locker room. And that's exactly what Zabulo Blum does in Indiana.
Well, I just wanted to ask you specifically about the steal that you made, if that's the right terminology, stealing the ball and leading to the goal. Can you describe that play?
Yeah, I was just following the principles from training. We've been practicing to counter-press after losing the ball. So I think at that moment, that's what came into my mind, following the principles, helping the team to regain the position. I'm so happy to be back on the field with a few points and 4 goals. So excited that I was able to help the team get maximum points today.
Is it hard for you to kind of get a rhythm when you're not starting the past couple of games because of kind of stuff that you've had? Was today in the game where everything kind of started to click for you in terms of output?
Yeah, it's been very difficult habits for me. Previous weeks they were very difficult for me because got COVID. After I came back from COVID, got injured. So I've been on and off, but I've been putting in some work in training, and also the team has been helping me out to come back and be strong and fully fit to play.
Ganamos. ¿Fue fácil o fue difícil?
No, fue difícil. SportingKC pues tiene un equipo
complicado también, pero St. Louis tanqueó muy bien el partido y fue paciente con el balón, algo que le había faltado en otros partidos cuando los equipos le daban el balón muy acelerado tratando de crear opciones, pero hoy fue muy paciente y logró resolver y meter las que tuvo, que realmente también faltó en otros partidos.
¿Te hubiera gustado ver a algún otro jugador que no metieron?
No,
estuvo bien.
Los 11 que empezaron, esos eran los que había que poner, todos en un muy buen momento. También los que entraron lo hicieron muy bien, así que imagínate, 2 jugadores de St. Louis entraron en el segundo tiempo, Miguel Pérez, John Klein, ya con el partido pues ya del otro lado. También es bueno ver eso, qué hacer para descifrar el partido. Y bueno, vuelve St. Louis a ganar después de dos derrotas seguidas.
Sí, qué bueno, estamos con el ánimo muy arriba y esperemos que así sigamos, ¿no?
Claro que sí.